Actually, in today's session, we will be discussing on the choppers. So, in order to put light on this one, I just want to go back to the types of converters we have discussed in the beginning of this semester. The first one or two classes what I discussed. That is about converter types we have discussed there in the first module. In that, we are getting this one as one type of the converter. So what this one it is doing, basically what we learned there, chopper means it is simply converting DC to variable DC. DC to variable DC. So how you remember, it is something like, if you have gone through their converter types, you might have seen their different types of converters. One is converting AC to pulsating DC with fixed voltage. Another one is converting AC to some pulsating DC, DC with fixed frequency, something like that. Based on that, we have seen there different types of converters. It doesn't mean that only rectifier is doing AC to pulsating DC, something like that. Okay. So what we can do? So here chopper, it is similar to the rectifier only. Rectifier, what it will do? It will convert your AC signal, that is a sinusoidal signal. So, sinusoidal signal don't mean that normally what we are observing in our main supply, domestic supply. Don't think that it is always sinusoidal. We learned that from the use of Fourier series or Fourier transform. If you apply or try to get the Fourier series in terms, if you try to express this sinusoidal waveform in terms of Fourier series, we'll be getting one DC value and remaining harmonics we are getting. Hope you know this one. Okay. Means we are interested in this DC value here. So try to listen here carefully, all of you. Basically, what rectifier it is doing. Different types of converters and choppers, what all these things we are learning, no. They are just simply an extended versions of rectifier. Basically, all are rectifiers only, but based on their nature of conversion, they got their different names. Rectifier, rectification, it will do AC to pulsating DC. Means it will convert AC to pulsating DC. Means in the exact words what will tell, it is trying to extract only the DC component of that AC. Are you understanding? Means if you take the Fourier series components of AC signal, no, sinusoidal signal, mathematically we will take it as a sinusoidal signal. But practically AC doesn't mean that it is always going to be sinusoidal. It may be sinusoidal, may be periodic or non-periodic. And we also learned how to apply, which tools to apply for periodic and non-periodic signals to get our Fourier series components. Okay. That is one basic aspect of rectifier. Now coming to this chopper here, this is not doing AC to pulsating DC, but this in turn it is doing DC voltage to the variable DC. Okay, as you are observing here, it is converting a DC to the variable DC. So what it means? So where it is exactly required? We have seen in many cases of electronic gadgets, electronic circuits are there, where all will depend on the DC supply. The whole circuit operation is going to rely on this DC supply. Some part of the circuitry, for example, if you take, here a good example is, if you open the mobile, normally that you use to open the mobile when you are going to change the SIM or battery. Inside you might have seen or not, I don't know. Otherwise, if you take, for example, the television, and if you open inside box there, you will get a lot of circuitry blocks will be there. Some blocks need 5 volt, some blocks need plus or minus 12 volt, some blocks need pulsating DC, some blocks will need AC also. And who will do this one? In that case, we need chopper. Chopper, it will just get you the DC voltage to the variable DC to meet the requirements of some types of power supply requirement of some types of circuits. That's what we are going to focus today. In most of the electronic gadgets, we need choppers here. Other than that, some other examples here you have given. Trolley buses. Trolley buses normally old one. And still in some of the cities in India, like normally in Calcutta, the trolley buses are there. Subway cars and battery operated vehicles normally will depend on this chopper operation. These are also known as line commutated converters. Okay. Line commutated normally will be turned off. Means their operation will depend on the line supply. That's why it has got the name line commutated. Their operation input is going to be line supply, and automatically the SCRs or thyristors, whatever you are using as a part of this chopper or converters, will be undergoing natural commutation. That is the meaning of line commutated converters. So what it will do, it will convert AC to pulsating DC. Okay. So that is another version of this chopper here. So here what it will do, line commutated converters, they are also known as AC link choppers. So that's why I told, based on their type of conversion. Normally chopper, basically it will do DC to pulsating by your variable DC. Another type of chopper, what we are calling it as a AC link chopper, also known as an inverter rectifier. Normally we know that inverter will be having in our homes or domestics. It will convert DC to AC. But this AC link chopper, it is known as inverter rectifier. In inverter, it will do DC to AC. You can see the waveform. This is the DC. Fixed voltage, amplitude is fixed. Frequency is not changing because DC has got zero frequency. So this DC is converted to AC. You can see here variable frequency. I will start getting the non-zero frequency. Some frequency this waveform has got. Amplitude is also maybe fixed, but frequency it has got. Okay. So this is the inverter which is converting DC to AC. Understanding? This is inverter, but inverter rectifier or AC link chopper is different. Okay, so that will which are going to be much costlier because they have to do the reverse operation. Inverter rectifier. Now what rectifier it is doing? It is converting such kind of AC into DC. So this is a controlled one, maybe voltage controlled, phase controlled, or current controlled. So 3 parameters are there. So one thing you remember, inverter simply it will convert DC to AC, and rectifier it will convert from AC to pulsating DC. Again, how their output is controlled, maybe voltage, phase, or current control, they will be getting their different names. So here we have got the basic definition for chopper and 2 different versions of choppers here. One is a line commutated converter, which is converting AC to pulsating DC, and another one is an inverter rectifier or AC link chopper, which are costlier, bulky, and less efficient. So here you try to remember this block diagram and basic definition for the chopper. Next we will see the chopper classification. So DC chopper, in the previous slide we have seen the general definition for the chopper. Now we'll start getting different types of choppers here. Among it, the first one is DC chopper. What it will do? So this is the main block diagram, guys. I want you to remember. This is the main block diagram. I want you to remember for this chopper further things to be clear. DC chopper mainly it will convert constant DC to variable DC. So that's what is known as a constant DC to variable DC converter. What is line commutative converter? AC to pulsating DC. What is basically chopper? It is a DC to variable DC. Here also DC to variable DC it is converted, same thing. So that's why it is known as a static switch. So let us try to understand why it is called static switch. Okay. So this will something like you can think of it as a basic operation. Because basically we are defining and starting with the discussion of chopper as a DC chopper, means it is converting constant DC to the variable DC. Converter, simply converter. So what it consists of? It simply consists of a switch here and one load is there. It may be R, L, or it may be the combination of R. Now DC supply will be there. Input should be DC because we are converting this fixed DC to the variable DC. Okay. Chopper is in the form of a switch, which may be in the form of a power transistor like a thyristor or some kind of a varactor diode or something like that. Certain kind of switch will be there because we have shown switch here. Any type of a power diode or transistor can behave like a switch. Now that we will be taking it as a chopper. So basically I want to mention here one key point. Later I will ask these key points here at the end of the session. The main key point in order to understand the chopper here is that literal meaning of chopper is that chopping. What we are chopping here? We are chopping DC signal. If you cut the DC signal, if you cut this DC signal, as you are observing here, if you cut this DC signal, we will be getting the parts like this. We are simply trying to cut these DC signal into different parts. That's nothing but a chopper, chopping operation. That chopping or cutting process is done, means in order to do that, in order to cut it, you have to cut at a particular period. It is something like you are cutting the onion or a tomato. Okay, you are cutting at a particular period. You are putting the knife on the onion or a tomato at a particular period so that in order to get the nice slices like this one. The nice slices you are getting like that. So that in order to do that one chopping, we need to on and off. We need something here to do on and off operation. Means switching operation we need. So that already we know. That switching operation is normally behaving like the devices are diodes and transistors, power diodes and transistors are available. Thyristors now we are discussing as a part of power electronics. Okay. So this is the chopper here, which has been shown with this symbol. Okay. Normally it is going to be one switching element. Input is DC. So that DC is now chopped at regular intervals. That interval is decided again the width of the time period for which you are doing the switching. T on and T off. For what particular period you are keeping the switch on and switch off. That is going to decide the type or shape of the chopped things or variable DC. Okay. So that is going. So when it is on, it is allowing the current to pass through the load, and when it is off, no current is passing through the load, no output. So hope now you are getting. So during this instant it is on means we are getting the output voltage. We can think of that. So during this instant if it is off means no current, no output voltage. So clearly we will try to understand that one. This is the basic circuit diagram we are trying to understand, which help us to understand basically what we mean by chopper. So in examination, if they will ask you to explain the basic operation of chopper, so you need to explain this one with the help of a DC chopper concept. So what are the applications you would see here or uses? It saves the power here, thereby increasing the efficiency. That is a P out by PM. That efficiency is increased compared to the normal rectifiers. Fast response, the chopping response is faster without producing much of the ripples, as you might have observed in case of rectifiers. Because in case of half or full wave rectifiers or bridge rectifiers, we try to do always ripple factor along with the efficiency. Ripple factor always we observed some ripple factor percentage will be there, but such kind of ripples we are not going to get here. What we mean by fast response or increased efficiency. Low maintenance, small size, because of its miniaturized version, it is a small in size and it is a smooth to handle or operate. That's a smoothly we can control the devices with the help of choppers. Solid state choppers are widely used in trolley cars. Solid state means they are made up of or manufactured from the silicon materials. Battery operated vehicles, induction motors, forklift trucks, marine haulers. So these are different places or devices where the choppers are finding their relevant applications. These are the features here, properties, and these will indicate the place where we got our choppers widely used. So with this slide here, the main key point here is that this one, the symbol of chopper, why it has been shown to switch inside this rectangular box or square box, whatever, inside the box. So why this has been shown as a switch inside the box, that we have done here. So what we have done, the chopper symbol has been shown as a switch inside the box. Its basic operation, little bit we put the light on that, not in depth, we have gone through that one. Some features we have seen and also some uses where the chopper is normally used. Let us see the basic classification of chopper here. We are going to classify the chopper based on different tests. We are going to have the classification of choppers based on the different steps. Like according to the input and output voltage levels, we got step up chopper or step up down. According to the input output voltage levels, we got either step up chopper or step down chopper. Means what? So try to understand here. Step up chopper means output voltage is enhanced here compared to the input. For example, DC chopper if you are using, what it is doing? It is converting DC to the pulsating DC. What pulsating DC you are getting out of the output, its amplitude got enhanced compared to the input. That what basically we mean by step up chopper. It is something like step up transformer, you might have heard like that. But there it is transformer and here it is chopper. In the similar manner, the step down chopper, their output voltage is a little bit down enhanced compared to the input. This is based on how we are getting the input output voltage levels. Okay, that is one way of classifying the choppers. That is one aspect, first aspect. Second aspect is based on the directions of output voltage and current. We got totally 5 types here, shown with the help of different quadrants of showing the relationship between output voltage and output currents. In type A chopper, you can see the output voltage is also positive and output current is also positive. So try to listen here carefully. Output voltage and output current both are positive. Means you can think that they are in phase They are in phase or out of phase, whatever, but both are positive. So that's why both will make us to get the output to fall in the first quadrant. So in type A chopper, we are getting the output, both voltage and current, residing in the first quadrant. Understanding here? So these are the key points, guys. Later I am going to ask. In type A chopper, how you identify it? It is going to produce such kind of output where both output voltage and current lies in the first quadrant, means both are positive. In type B chopper, you can see voltage is positive but current is negative. Are you understanding? Voltage may be go on increasing but current is decreasing. Such kind of output will be there compared to the input. This is based on the direction of, you can see, try to understand here, directions of voltage and current is telling. Negative current means it may be flowing exactly opposite to that current flowing in the first type. If you assume that the first type current is in the clockwise, in the B type the current is going to flow in the anti-clockwise. That is the meaning of negative ion. Are you understanding here? Anybody can respond?
Yes.
Okay. Negative I naught, it will indicate the direction of current is reverse compared to type A. But output voltage will be still remaining same, positive one. Because of this, it will make us to get the type B chopper output in the second quadrant. In type C chopper, you can see we are able to get two types of outputs. Output voltage is always positive. You can see here, output voltage is always positive in the first three types. There is a y-axis, you can see. Y-axis is always positive. Still, we are not going in the negative y-axis. First three types of choppers, how you differentiate it? You can group them as output voltage is always positive. But how you differentiate between A and B and C? Output current is positive here in type A. Output current is negative. And type C, output current may be positive or may be negative. So this is how you have to try to explain the classification of choppers. Are you getting my point? This is the question, how to explain the different types of choppers. How I am telling you this one. In this manner, you try to explain the answer. Okay. And it will be recorded. Later you can listen to it. So don't think that only these types are there. If you are writing like this and you are going to wind up, that is not going to be a professional answer. So we are all in the professional college, engineering. So try to continue our studies in the similar fashion. So what is the similar or common thing in type A, type B and type C choppers? Output voltage is positive, but output current is going to differently. In type A it is positive, type B it is negative, in type C it is either or both types. Let us see in type D chopper, you can see now we start getting negative voltage also. In the last two types of choppers, based on the classification of, based on the direction of current and voltage, the last two types, we start getting both output voltage and current start getting different signs. If you see in the type D chopper, output voltage is both positive and negative, but output current is remains same. Try to understand here. In type D chopper, output voltage is both positive and negative, but output current is fixed, that is positive only, not negative. Because of this condition, you are getting two quadrants of operation for type D, that is the first and last quadrant. Whereas in type E chopper, it is able to provide global type of operation. We are able to get any desired type of outputs. If you want, you can get positive voltage, positive current. So we are able to get all the first four types of chopper operations with the help of class C. So class C, think of it as a superset of all these. Class C chopper is something like it will contain all these things A, B, C, D. You can identify A chopper, B chopper, C, D, all four, any one of the four types. So this is how first one we discussed how to classify the chopper based on the input-output voltage levels. That is step up and step down. What you mean by that already I told. Second, way of classifying the choppers is based on the directions of output voltage and current. A, B, C, D, E. The first three types, we got output voltage positive, but output current is positive, second case negative, third case positive and negative, both. Either one of them or both we are able to get. In type D, we kept current same, that is positive, but output voltage we varied both positive and negative. And type E, you remember all the things are coming there, very easy. So let us see another way of classifying the chopper according to the circuit operation. We are going to call it as a first quadrant chopper or type A chopper. This one. Okay. It is also known as a first quadrant chopper or type A chopper. We are interpreting that one in a different way. Two quadrant chopper means how many will get? Two quadrant chopper means type C you will get and type D. Only two. Type C and type D. Type D, type C. Two quadrants are there. Four quadrant means only last. Okay, this is based on their nature of operation. We are getting different types or categorical types of the choppers. Last one based on the commutation method. So commutation means basically here it refers to how the SCRs or thyristors used in the part of these circuits, in chopper circuits, are turned off. Commutation means turning off. So that turning off may be or may be controlled, voltage control. Means if you are trying to control the turning off of the SCR in the chopper with help of voltage, that is known as a voltage commutated chopper. That will be having impact on the which kind of or shape of output you are getting. Similarly, if you are using current to control the commutation of the SCR in the chopper, it is known as a current commutated chopper. Similarly, load commutated chopper. So this one is quite interesting here. Load commutated means we are not actually depending on input voltage or current to turn off the SCR, but instead will be depending on what load voltage or current flowing through the load is there, that is going to decide the turning off of the thyristor or SCR used in the circuitry of this chopper. Are you understanding here? This is very important and this is the key point in this slide. Load commutated chopper, very important concept. What across load or through the load is there, that is going to decide the turning off of the or commutation of the SCR used in the circuitry of chopper. That's why it is known as a load commutated chopper. Another one, impulse commutated chopper, means we are using here train of impulses to turn off the SCR. So this one already we have learned in the maybe in the beginning of this module, different control techniques. There is a phase control, gate voltage, gate level trigger, pulse level triggering and level triggering, PWM triggering. In PWM triggering or pulse triggering, we came across the series of pulses. Similarly here, we are using such kind of train of pulses or such controlling techniques are used to turn off the SCR. Hope now you are understanding how to explain about this. Okay. So this how we are trying to classify the choppers. First starting with based on what you can say input output voltage levels. Step up and step down. Next we came across the second one based on the directions of current and voltage. We got the first quadrant type A, second quadrant type B. Next we gone through both first and second quadrant, type C, type D, first and last quadrant, and type E we got all the four quadrants. Third type of classification of chopper we have seen is based on the circuit operation, means in which quadrant it is going to operate. We got first, two, and four quadrant choppers. Last one we gone across classifying the types of choppers based on how the SCRs used in the choppers will be turned on. Maybe voltage controlled, voltage commutated, current controlled, current commutated, load related things, across the load or through the load what is happening, across the load voltage or through the load current, those things are going to decide turning off of your or commutation of the SCRs, or based on the train of pulses or PWM control technique might be used in commutation of the SCR used as a part of the circuitry of this chopper, that is impulse commutated chopper. So this is how guys you need to explain in detail the chopper classification. Simply don't put the things as it is, because I have seen that how you have explained the applications of power and what table I have shown, same table you have kept. This is not we are expecting being engineering students or professional answers. Okay. Try to understand here the ethics or honesty what I am telling here. If you really want to become a good engineer, try to improve. We have to improve ourselves. We have to make our profile better. We have to make ourselves more strong. Then only we are able to differentiate automatically from the others. So how I can tell that the XYZ answer is quite different than others, like that. So this is how you have to explain in detail about the chopper classification. Next, quickly we will go through for your syllabus in detail step down and step up chopper and step up down chopper. Three types of choppers are there, which are coming under the first category of chopper classification. Okay. So you can see here carefully, as shown in figure 1.1, a typical circuit diagram for the basic step down chopper is shown. Figure 1.1b shows step down chopper with a transistor as a switch. Already I told in the beginning, the switch chopper is shown by a symbol like this in the box. Okay. So that may be any switching element. Means that switching element here it is a transistor. Okay. Already told chopper is nothing but a switching element. Actual circuitry is here. Now this transistor is now acting like a chopper. Chopping means we have to turn it on or off. How will make to turn it on and off? How will decide this period T on and T off? All of you listen here carefully. Are you with me?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you with me?
Yes, sir.
Are you understanding the things?
Yes.
Anything you want to ask?
Yes, sir.
Everything is clear, no doubt.
No, sir, no doubts.
Step down chopper ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, if you look at this waveform, let me first tell you how to explain the things. Later I will tell how to structurally, systematically you are able to write the answer. ಎರಡು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. Because I came to know that most of you don't know how to present your answer. Maybe you are knowing the answer, but you are failing in presentation. Presentation is very important nowadays. So transistor here, we are using it as a chopper, as a switching element. Base drive it is written, that is a base. This is emitter and this one is a collector. Okay. We have to turn it on and off. What we are doing, We are applying DC as input here, that is Vs. So DC is nothing but it is a continuous DC signal. Elli cut agirangilla. That waveform I have not shown here. Chopped DC signal I am showing here. Vs is totally continuous DC signal with the dotted line. Okay, that I am chopping with the help of this turning on of transistor during the period T on and turning off of the transistor during the period T off for a period of dou T. That is very small. Okay, but how to make it turn on and turn off? That is simply based on the biasing conditions of this transistor. Okay, so base emitter junction should be forward bias, collector base junction should be reverse bias. This is the basic aspect of a turning on of transistor that already we learned it. This you write it. Okay, so turning on and off of this particular base drive transistor is done by what amount of base drive input you are given. That is going to decide either to forward or reverse bias the base emitter junction. Means either to turn on or turn off of the transistor. This first step you have to turn. Next one, how long we have to turn it on? We have to turn it on for the period of T on and turn it off for the period of T off by simply controlling the base drive signal. Means that is going to decide forward biasing or reverse biasing of the base emitter junction, biasing conditions. Now next step, what we have to tell, what will happen when during T on, what will happen? During T on, transistor is on. Okay, listen here carefully. Means switch is closed during T on. For the whole duration of T on, the switch is closed. If this switch is closed, simply it is a closed circuit. One loop we are getting here from Vs to SW, SW to R, R to Vs. One current starts flowing in this path. What is the path of current start flowing? Vs, SW, R, and back to Vs. Because of this current flowing, some voltage drop will be happening across R. Means it will start developing the voltage across R. Similarly, the current will go on also increasing like this. Exponentially, it will go on. Okay. Now, this is what is happening during T on. During T off, that when transistor is off for a very short time, this dou T, this switch is open circuited. When switch is opened, the circuit is open and no current is start flowing in the circuit. The current which is flowing in the closed path is now stop flowing. The current will stop flowing because SW is open. So in that case, no current is going through R and no current, so current will start decreasing. Current will start decreasing. Then once again the same thing, cycle will repeat, slowly increasing and decreasing. So this is how guys we can see from this DC we are getting a pulsating DC, something like the output of rectifier, that it is converting AC to pulsating DC. Here also we want pulsating DC but from the DC itself, that is a chopper. So let us try to understand here automatically. We will get two small derivations here. One is average load, another one is RMS load. Average load voltage is the output voltage V0, 1 by T, integral from 0 to T. It means for this whole duration you are taking 0 to T. But it is turned on only from 0 to dou T. Isn't it? You can see the waveform here. We are getting the output, this one, only during T on period. That is from 0 to dou T. That's why we will take only integration limits, not from 0 to T, because from during dou t no output. Of course current is decreasing, but output voltage is totally zero. Current is decreasing, but output voltage will be zero, because when the switch is open, voltage will be zero, but current will take some time, very short duration will be there to decrease. Means under 2 hours, no output voltage will be there. Hence, we are not considering this period to compute the output. Therefore, we take only limit from 0 to dou t, that is the t on. If you integrate this one, Vs is constant, take it outside, what you will be getting? Vs by t. So what we left inside the bracket? Integral from 0 to dou t dt. That is the integration of constant. Means it is with respect to t is there. Apply the limits. Dou 2 minus 0 will get only dou 2. Means Vs into, if you take the, if you replace this dou t by some duty cycle, that is called dou. Now we'll represent this dou t by t. Dou t by t means what? T off by total t. T off by T on plus T off. This is one. That is dou. Okay. Where dou is the duty cycle of the chopper and is now given by T off or T on, whatever you want, you can take here. T on, okay. T on by T on plus T off into Vs. That is the duty cycle. That is the definition of duty cycle we all learned here. So dou t by t. Dou t is very small duration. So here we'll be writing this one. Except that dou t, that is the meaning here. Except that dou t is a t on. T on by T on plus T off. Don't confuse here. Dou t we have written correct. It is not going to be T off. Instead, except dou t, for which it is off, we are taking T on. T on by T on plus T off we are taking. Okay, duty cycle dou into Fs. Okay. Now what we are writing, T on will be keeping as it is. Vs we are also keeping as it is. But denominator part you can see here. If you listen here, T on plus T off means what? It is a T. And what 1 by T by T? That is frequency. The same thing now we can write the output voltage as frequency into T on into Vs. Understand? But this expression will depend on the dou value. That is the duty cycle. Dou value it will be different. If you express this V0 in terms of dou, what will get? V0 equal to dou into Vs. But this dou value will be kept from 0 to 1. Means what it is indicating, if you take any value between 0 to 1, for example 0.2, output is something that is equal to Vs. Suppose if you take DC, that is 5 volts, 5 into 0.2, or for example 5 into 0.5, what will get? 2.5. Means how much voltage we got? Input DC voltage is 5 volts, but output how much you are getting? Half that. That's what is step down chopper. This is how, guys, you need to explain the operation in terms of your own words. Don't simply put the equation like this. You have to tell its significance. This one. This is all regarding step chopper. Similarly, how will do RMS value? It's simply root mean square of input. Square root mean square of the output. That is, once again you have to take 0 to dou t, Vs square dt. Simplify this. Vs square, if you take it at outside, Vs square and this 1 by 2 will cancel and you get only Vs. Dou t by t will be a dou, that is a duty cycle. If you try to take it outside, you will get square root. Square root of dou into Vs. Again, dou value will be from 0 to 1. If you take any dou value, assume any value from 0 to 1, let us assume 0.5. Square root of 0.5 is still less. Multiply it with input. we will be getting V0 RMS again less than input. That's why once again we are showing also in case of RMS value load voltage is less compared to the input DC. Means what we are concluding here with the step down chopper is that both average load, DC load voltage, RMS output load voltage are decreasing or less in value or reduced in level compared to the input DC. This is going to prove our step down chopper. So this step down chopper we learned with respect to resistive load. Next we will see step up chopper. Step down chopper already we learned only with resistive load. Let us learn this. Look at this step up chopper. Figure 2.1 shows step up chopper circuit with input DC Vs applied as shown in the figure. This input DC supply Vs is connected in series with inductance L. Across it the transistor is connected. Anode of D1 is connected to collector of transistor T1. Ground is connected to emitter terminal point B, and cathode of D1 is connected to load. Means load is connected between cathode of D1 and emitter of T1. So ಈ ತರ ನೀವು explain ಮಾಡಿ. Once if we apply the supply voltage, DC supply voltage, it will start sending the current IS. IS means series current through inductance L. Current flowing through the transistor T1 is indicated by IT1, and current through the load is indicated by I0. So these all things you need to explain in the part of construction of this step up chopper. Figure ಇನ್ನೂ ಎರಡು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು construction ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Figure 2.3a shows equivalent circuit for this step up chopper when T1 is on. You can see here it has been shown by short circuited, means T on period. Figure 2.3b shows equivalent circuit of this step up chopper during T off period when T1 is off. Let us try to understand the operation here with the help of waveforms. So two things are there. So this is the base drive when it is on, when T1 is on. When this transistor T1 is on, switch is short circuited and to start sending the current through this loop. And this part is disconnected, not coming into picture. So only we are getting this loop in picture through which current is 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 flowing in the clockwise direction. Means no current is through the load. Means no drop or output voltage. Hence VAB voltage across the transistor as it is short circuited or load voltage across it will be zero. But current is increasing. But current it is flowing. Current through the inductor. Means this current will start storing in this column. This current IS will start storing in the inductance L during T on period. This is the key point. So what is the key point here? During T on period, current will start storing in the inductor L. Okay. So during T on period, from 0 to dot T, no current is flowing through the load, hence no load output voltage. All the current is flowing through the inductance and the chopper, that is the transistor. This current will start storing in the L. That's why it has been shown here. Start building up in the inductance here. Current through the inductor. Understanding? Now let us see what will happen if we change the biasing condition of transistor. Base emitter junction is biased. T1 will be turned off. Whatever the voltage drop was happened because of the stored current in the inductance. What is the voltage across inductance? L into dIs by dt. What was the current which was flowing or stored in the inductance? IS. And how will you get the voltage across inductance? L into ds by dt. This is the voltage across L. Now this voltage is coming when T1 is turned off. Means this is not coming into picture. This load voltage, sorry, the inductance voltage L into ds by dt happening in series with this. As now positive connected to this anode of D, T will be short circuited and current will start flowing through the load. That's why during dou T to T, current will start flowing through the load. Current will start flowing through the load. Okay. So what is the total output voltage you are getting? Output voltage waveform I have not shown here. Total output voltage V0 equal to this Vs plus this one. We are doing add means Vs input DC voltage plus other inductance voltage you add. That's what is step up chopper. Very important key point. How we are getting or realizing this in the step up chopper? Output voltage now increased by an amount of voltage drop happening across the inductance during T1 period. T1 period current in store across inductance that has developed equivalent voltage of dIs by dt L during T off period. That is going to increase your output voltage. Means output voltage is larger than the input. That's what is known as step up chopper. But you can see here the current will start decreasing. Why? During T off period, so whatever the current which was stored will start releasing, discharging through this load. Charging of the current through the inductance has been shown. That's all. Output voltage are not shown. If not, you can show that also. That is not a big thing. So this is how you need to explain about the operation of step chopper. Let us try to get the average load voltage. VAB, that is the voltage across transistor, or parallel is there, voltage across load, both are same. VAB is nothing but voltage across the transistor only. VA equal to normally we can write 1 by dou, because getting the output only during dou to T. You understand? They are getting output voltage during T off period. T. That is from dou T to T. Now try to integrate this one. V0 of with respect to T is there. This is a dependent variable on time. Apply the limits here, T minus dou T. So what you will get here, if you integrate and simplify this one, V0 of T minus dou T divided by T. Okay. Now what you do, take T this inside, divide this term inside this bracket by T. T by T means 1 minus dou T by T. Dou T by T is again dou. Means how we are getting output voltage or KB equal to V0 times 1 minus K. Okay. Now if you apply the KVL to this VSL BJT VS, this one. VSL BJT VS, this load. If you apply KVL to this, what you are getting? VS equal to VL plus KB. VS equal to VL plus KB. Okay. But for steady state operations, try to listen here. Steady state operations where we are not expecting any transient operation like which is happening in case of inductance. Because inductance will take some time to store current and some time to discharge the current. We don't want that. We call it transient operation. We want steady operation. Steady operation means 0, 1. In that case, VL, we have to make it 0. Because we don't want inductor operation for steady state operation. For steady state operation, what I want to tell, we don't want to consider the inductance contribution. If you make VL0 steady state operation, what you will get? Vs will become equal to VAB. If you substitute this one here, VAB equal to Vs, what you will get? Vs equal to V0 into bracket 1 minus 2. Now VAB became equal to Vs. Means Vs that I have not written here. Vs equal to V0 into bracket 1 minus 2. If you simplify this for V0, if you simplify this for V0, what you are getting? V0 equal to Vs by 1 minus 2. Simply you take this term on that side. This will be Vs now, because VAB equal to Vs. Vs divided by 1 by 2. Again, if you vary the dou value between 0 to 1, now it is in the denominator part. If you, for the decreased values of dou, any value between 0 to 1, you will be getting more value of n. That's how it is. Okay. So last one, just want to quickly revise this. Step up down chopper. The circuitry, you can see similar circuitry as that of the step up. Here we have the switch. The diode is connected with its cathode facing towards the switch. Inductance is kept in between these two, and load connected between anode and the inductance. Across that, capacitance will be there. Okay. So this during T1 period, energy is stored in the inductance. T1 means when this switch is closed. When this switch is closed, okay. So current will start flowing through this. Energy will start storing in the inductance. These things will not come into picture. It is W form. Power stored during on period given by Vs into Is into T off. During T off period, energy fed to the load. Means whatever stored in the inductance will be start discharging through the load. W off equal to V0 into Is into T off. For loss-free chopper in steady state, input energy W on equal to output energy W off. Means you have to equate these two without considering. That's why you have not considered voltage drop across here. Okay, because we want steady state operation. Simply equate these two, and if you simplify this, finally you are getting an expression for V0 in terms of Vs times dou by 1 minus dou. For step down, if you vary the dou value from 0 to 0.5, we will get the step down chopper. Means in that case, we will get the output voltage level less than the Vs. Step up chopper, if you vary the dou value from 0.5 to 1, it is going to give you or increase the output level compared to Vs or step up chopper. So this is how we have to explain the operation of step up, step down or step up down chopper. So this is a very simple problem that has been asked once for 10 marks. Explain the principle of operation of step up chopper, full stop. A step up DC chopper has an input of 200 volts. Means V, that is given. VSC is given. You can note down given. And output 250 volts. Means V0 average is given. Note down. The blocking period in each cycle means the off period 0.6 milliseconds. Note down. For the step up chopper, the average value of the output voltage is given by, we know this formula, V0 average equal to Vs by 1 minus dou. We know this formula. Simply means what is dou here? We need to calculate that one. T on by T on plus T on. Let's calculate dou first here by putting V0 and Vs values. V0 is there, 250 is substitute here. Vs is there, 200, substitute here. Solve for dou here first. We will get it at 0.2. Once you get to 0.2, that you use the value here. Okay, this 0.2 substitute here. T off is given. Substitute that one, 0.6 milliseconds. you will get the T on P. This is a very simple problem that has been asked once for 10 marks. Very old question paper. So like that, many problems are there in the notes that I am going to upload it today. So if you have any doubts, here we'll stop the session.